roll of film is working. I'll let it go for about 10 seconds or so. See if that worked. Well, here we are on day 2 of Rare 2 2007. We're at the Upper Berry Reservoir, and that's where we camped last night. Rim rocks around here. No water in the reservoir, obviously. So we'll go petroglyph hunting. We start at the south end with a couple of lizards here. Here's a U-shape that's about a foot high. Some indeterminate stuff there in the middle. And just to the right of it, and down here we have a snake. Here we have a bedrock mortar, or a grinding stone, and in the rock in front of it have a very highly repatinated abstract design, and the lighter scratching right in here. Here's a very small barbell, probably 6 inches maybe. Really old scratchings in there. I believe the central figure here is a lizard, although you can't quite see the feet very well. This is the 30th of June 2007, same place. This big boulder here has quite a bit of stuff on it, including on this front face. It's be hard to see, but it's down there. Well, not front face, but so moving around that same boulder, quite a few things there. Somebody's dinner. Must be one of those marmots, it looks like. More lizards. Certainly if there's a representational theme going on here, it would be lizards. But in association with a spring, it would appear like there's some grinding stones associated here, so we've got grinding stones and petroglyphs in close association. Back in here, but with the shade and sun, it's going to be pretty hard to make any of it out. Here we have a quite old series of dots just to the right of that. Looks like an anthropomorph to me, with fingers. Could be in a lattilateral there. Well, here we are at the Berry Cabin site. Quite the panoramic view from up here. I hear somebody sneaking up behind me. But we figure the glyphs should probably be, must be a rim rock up behind there. And then they'd lead all the way down to a ways beyond the cabin up there. We'll soon see. This is the first rock art that we found. This is north of Berry Cabin a slight ways, probably 500 feet. It's pretty lightly abraded. Here's the first really big panel that we found up here. Seeing the light where you're at in relation to it makes quite a bit of difference as to how visible they are. These are pretty good sized boulders up here. There's one over here, and then back around on this boulder here too. A series of dots. Some lizard and snake. And this boulder is about 10 feet long at the base. Just looking at down there. Considerable amount of lithic scatter here, not real thick, but this is a big boulder. It goes all the way around to that panel over there in front of Leanne. Moving around this boulder from the north side to the west side. Quite a lot happening.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Up here there's a quadruped fed with quite a long tail right there. This is about a 5-foot tall boulder with apparently a rayed circle. The circle's about 12 inches to its tallest point there. And right beside it over here, a lizard with articulated toes, besides some circles on this spalled off place, and something more over here. Possible plant form over here. Could be a ladder beside it there too. There's a quadruped with a U below it.
Well, I didn't know you had it on.
Stuff hiding back in there. Circle and a rectilinear zigzag. I believe that's the first rectilinear thing we've seen here, actually. That's Heart Mountain to the left, and most of our expeditions have taken place on those highlands up where you're seeing now, to the right of the mountain. And this is at the Rosebriar Springs site, which should be about 1,000 feet of them along this rim. About a 4 to 5 foot long panel there. Little lizards, or a lizard. Looks like there's some heavier stuff up above it there though. Or older stuff, I mean. And some pretty deeply tech stuff over here too. I'll see if I can get that bush out of the way. Very badly cracked boulder here. There's some on this side and some down below there that we'll get to in a second. Quite a few circles, including a number of them up here in the shade. It would appear as if in front of that boulder there's a seed grinding place. This boulder is only about 2.5 feet tall. Could be something up there, possibly. Finally, old gnarled juniper up here. Well, once again, this is kind of a panorama. We can see Crump Lake down there, and then Hart Mountain right there, and then this would be the Greaser Rim right in front of us, and in fact that might be the Greaser Rim Road right over there. In any event, it's up on that highlands that we're headed next, and it's where the majority of the loring sites that we've been to are located here in Lake County. So we're headed over there now. You could get just excellent pictures all over the place there.
There's one taking the dump.
Shooting this guy?
No,
Oh, you turned off.
I let go.
You gotta push it again. Oh, tiny fellers.
Action or uncontrollable muscle movements as these could be.
Take it still.
There, I got it. This is day 3, Rare 2, 2007. We're at the point of overflow at 44 Lake, where the water tumbles over here when the lake's full, although it's dry now. And we encounter the first glyphs about halfway down the waterfall itself here, and they seem to be all over the place. A little bit of modern graffiti down there. There is a bunch going on up here from the very top. Some very old ones there on the side right there. Here's those modern initials here.
There's a little something there too. Oh, all over there.
This is the Guano Creek site.
there. Whoa. Got a little carried away there.
Quite the flat spot in front here. That would be a good place for a dig, I'd say. This rim, according to the Loring's, it goes about half mile down here. From the outlet waterfall, it goes north. This is nice, but the one coming up here is gonna be nicer yet, I think. Very heavily oranged lichened rock up here at the top of the rim near these couple of glyphs. Another one down the slope from it. And that bright one on the right there, there's a wide and deeply packed repatinated Ogham-like figure there in the middle. Just downhill from Snake and this big panel here. Well, this is taken from the northernmost end of this site, or at least since we haven't seen any glyphs in quite a while, we're going to call it the end of the site. Where creek's dry, there's a little water hole down there. After seeing chips pretty sparse up here, we finally see a work piece. Well, here it is later the same day. We retraced our footsteps to the waterfalls, and now we're going to head north from the waterfalls, which is classified as a different site. I believe it's called Jacob's Reservoir Rim or something like that. And we've found a couple of lightly pecked glyphs here already in that circle of dots.
Oh, right under where that damn branch is. There's a cool.
Yeah. Another zoomorph with very long horns. They're often referred to as ram's horns, like if it was facing you. There are two nice lizards. Dead center frame there. Likewise. Looks like an anthropomorph down there, holding the spear out or something, right where the shadow meets here. Another lizard, some snakes, arch, I think those are about the first barbell sort of things we saw up here. Hard to tell what this one's all about. Pretty tall panel though. About 4 foot tall. Okay, here we are on day 4 of Rare 2 2007, right at the Antelope Range boundary fence on the north end of 44 Lake, and our undertaking for the day is to explore this rim that leads all the way down the west side of 44 Lake. So here we go. Oh, one small amendment to yesterday's log is that site we were at yesterday ends at the antelope fence instead of at the waterfalls. First find of the day. Some rather faint ones. Possible lattle there in the center. This is deeply grooved. That's probably one of the widest ones I've ever seen. Maybe 2 inches wide there in the center. This has some really nice stuff, including these small and big bird feet. These are on the boulders at the top of the rim. Once again, these are really, really wide. I'd say the widest ones we've ever seen. A good 3 inches. And these crooks like back down where we're camped there. Hard to tell from down here. Okay, this is still day 4. We're above, that's Jacob's cabin down there. And the road going down to it's right there. And we're going to follow this rim a ways this direction. Kind of a plant form, ogham sort of a thing. Oh. Well, this ain't the best angle for this. That's probably one of the better examples of a sun, or rayed circle anyway.
Oh, there's an animal with a horned critter up on top. I didn't even see him. It's pretty hard to see though.
This is really nice. It does look more like a turtle than a lizard, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Here's probably the name and date which this fence was built here. It kind of attaches to this wall here. Okay, once again, this is the site that's west of Jacob's cabin down there, and near 50 feet off the road we spot the first one here. This is day 5, rare 2, 2007. We're at the Wire Corral site. It's supposed to be about half a mile along the west side of this canyon. A year-long creek, supposedly. And it's called Wire Corral. And it's 166, I believe. kind of tucked in behind this rose bush. Here's a well repatinated panel. Well, it's spalled off pretty bad. Here up toward the east end of the canyon up on top, there's some real heavy concentrations up here. I'll already say this is the most concentrated place on the antelope range. This is almost on top of the rim here. Top of here, around the side and the front. And these boulders on over here behind. On the face of this one. Another angle. Just about at the edge of the canyon here, I think. Almost on top. Like some up there that I kind of missed going by. Just keep it pointed out in the front windows and ready to turn on.
Almost laying bad.
Dashboard.